The ZBC squeeze is in full effect. This video is solely on ZBCN being a sweetheart. It learned from XCN back in January. Any coin that ends with CN is an absolute sweetheart. We're going to have to poke around on CoinMarketCap to see if we're missing any. But this is solely on ZBCN because, I mean, fuck it, it's going up big. And I'm already starting to get some questions, and I just kind of wanted to lay this out there as far as what I'm going to be doing. And just so it's out there and, you know, like people are well aware of what I'm planning to do and what actions can be taken and levels and stuff like that, taking into account your personal risk tolerance. And we're going to look at ZBCN USD against Bitcoin, against the new others, excluding the top 100 basically, and also look at a comparison of ZBCN and XCN with the XCN move back in January with what ZBCN is doing now. First and foremost, I am targeting the big kahuna. I'm going for it all. I'm going for all the cheese, all the marbles. I'm not looking to cut it early, but I'm a bastard. Pardon my language. I have a high risk tolerance because ZBCN just hit a new all-time high, like at 0.0037. And I mean, this is the level where you could get hung up at, like, because we're at the orange MA on the snakes. We could very much, let me show you here, come back down to here before heading up higher. And that's a pretty substantial drop from where we're at. We're talking, 24%. Even we could come back down or retest 30-40% down before sending it back up. So could you stomach that, seeing at where it's at right now? Like I said, I'm going for all the cheese. I'm going for the big target, and I'll lay that out in a minute. But if you're up, which, I mean, everybody should be at this point, consider with your risk tolerance and your own personal goals, if maybe you should take your initial out just so it's all house money so that emotion isn't there. And then maybe you go for the big cheese target as well too. But personally, myself, I am targeting the top of the hot zone at 0.00118, a little bit over a cent, which is from current levels about another 3.5 times higher, because that will bring it to $1 billion market cap. And if we take a look at, let me pull up the comparison of XCN. So if this is going to happen, it's got to happen by the end of next week at the latest. It's got to happen in the next 7 days. Because looking at what XCN did back in January, right? We take a look here. We're basically at like this point right here, like at the orange MA on the snakes. And that is a comparison where ZBCN is at right now is right here. Basically, what we should theoretically see if we're going to be following a XCN type move is we should just keep on melting up and like within the next 72 hours get to the top of the hot zone if we're going to follow to a T. And looking at the similarities of the momentum indicators down here, and just like if we take a look back at the like kind of how the pattern played out before we did this big move up, same here as well too. To me, I just feel in my gut that we're pulling a ZBCNer. I just feel it. And it was like same market cap at the time as well too. So I'm targeting the big one. And theoretically, we 12, 24, and then 36 hours, we just see a big squeeze up and we get to the top of the hot zone. Yeah, so we need to see us hold 0.0036 like by the end of today for sure. And we don't want to see us close below there, because then the scenario where we come and retest back down to like 0.0024 is a possibility before ultimately heading up higher. But yeah, so this is, I mean, looking at this, the similarities with ZBCN and XCN, we would be here and we would just need to continue heading up right now. So now let's look at ZBCN separate. Yeah, like where we're at, orange MA on the snakes, new all-time high, like price discovery. We got negative funding rates. We take a look at in the middle of the screen, ZBCN against Bitcoin. It still has some more room to go even to the 786, another 20%. But if we blast through it and we come to the 1618 here, that's 2.5 times against Bitcoin, getting us close to that big cheese target of the 0.0188. And then where we're at right here on the right side of the screen, we just hit one of the targets for the ZBCN against others, excluding the top 100. If we take a look here as well too, you can see that we're ZBCN is a top performer today out of the top 500 cryptos. It's like number one. You can see that reflected here as well too. Looking to the left, you can see we're making new all-time highs against this chart here. I don't know if it's fully loaded yet or not, but the next target, if we just blast through this horizontal green line, see we blasted through a new all-time high. Well, we did it back early May, came down, retested, and now we're blasting through these highs, and we already melted up through the orange MA on the snake. So naturally, we target the next level on the snakes, which is coinciding with this green zone, which is key Fibonacci levels. So that's another 50% up against the total, excluding the top 100. So it's not 50% up as ZBCN USD, but against that whole market cap. So it's probably more in USD terms. So that's why I'm targeting the Big Kahuna. I'm targeting it. And the momentum on the 1-day chart still heading up here. We haven't even surpassed that TSI high here back in early May. So that's why I think we got the juice. And looking at on a weekly chart, I mean, we're probably just getting up. We're just full throttle, just sending it. If we take a look on the weekly chart, ZBCN against Bitcoin right now melting up through the zero line on the TSI, big green MACD bar. 1 week chart, same thing here on the USD. So like, I feel like it's got the momentum to do it. Personally gonna hold for the big cheese target, but everybody's up right now. You got to assess your risk tolerance. Would you kick yourself if it came back down to retest 30-40% lower? If that's the case, maybe you take your initial out. Not a financial advisor, not financial advice. I'm just letting you know personally what I'm doing, my risk tolerance, and I wouldn't mind if it came back down here because nonetheless, I see this is a magnet zone, the top of the hot zone, in my opinion, for ZBCN, and I'm going to ride it out until then. Unless we see, because static targets are static targets, unless we were to see like a 3-day sell now signal come in, then I'm out. We have a 3-day prepare to sell. If we have a 2-day prepare to sell, we definitely do. And a 1-day prepare to sell. Even if we saw a 1-day sell now signal, I'm out. Because the momentum's not there at that point. It's over. So really, either selling out at that Big Kahuna, big cheese target, or I'm selling out on the 1-day sell now signal. And I'll be calling that out. This is like the only crypto I'm tracking at this point because it's hitting new all-time highs. But if you're in the Discord, you're a VIP member, let me pull it up. You could just go to the ZBCN signals here and just wait for that 1-day sell now to flash. If you see a 1-day sell now come in, bang, take action. You see it, we have the 1-day prepare to sell soon here. So I just wanted to put that out there. Exciting times. And this is what we can only dream of. We want to see these coins kind of go separately like this. And this XRP to ZBCN swap trade that we did, it's looking like a grand slam. So putting that on the radar, I just want to get my thoughts out as far as and let you guys know what I'm going to be doing. Just, take that time to personally assess what you think is best for you. Hope you guys have a good weekend. I will see you guys in the Discord and in the next video.